Sometimes many South Africans tend to be toxic. They tend to be hypocrites at times. Sometimes they're just right about the things they say. But of course, I'm generalizing because we're talking about the general scheme of things. We're not talking about an individual here. We're talking about the general population, the populace. So many of the xenophobic South Africans, to be precise, they tend to be big hypocrites, and they tend to reject certain things as long as they don't agree with them. But if something they agree with, even though it might prove them to be hypocrites or prove them to be disingenuous, they don't care about that. It's like this thing of them now, this clip of Julius Malema saying, no, nobody belongs in South Africa. Only the Khoi and the San people were here in the Southern Hemisphere. And then Abu Jan van Riebeeck came. The Zulu kingdom was there though. etc. Things like that. Many of these people don't even know the history of Africa. These people are quick to say Julius Malema saying that South Africa belongs to the Khoi and the San is using the colonial history that was written by colonizers. But they are the same people who are going to be defending the borders. Imagine the hypocrisy. They're defending something that was imposed on them by colonial forces, by colonizers. It was imposed on them. These people who imposed these borders, they were not even in Africa when these borders were being established. They defend these borders with their lives. Hey, borders, hey, Africa, there must be borders. Hey, when a Pumalapa, what. They don't know their history, these people. They're walking around as clowns, many of them. So, I'm not even confirming the Khoi and San narrative. I will conclude this and say, I was not there. Angazige. How about that? I don't know. Akidikeni. Because there is many parts of history. There's many different versions of history. Like, some agree with this Khoi and San were the first people in Africa. Some disagree. Some agree but disagree because it's Julius Malema. They want to get clips. They say, hi, he's reading a colonial history. You are supporting a colonial border. What are you talking about? You are defending a colonial border. These borders were not imposed by the Zulu king. These borders were not imposed by the Bavenda king. These borders were not imposed by the Tsonga king, Bapedi king, Batswana king. These borders were imposed on us as Africans by the same colonizers. You are saying Julius Malema is reading their history. Who's a hypocrite here? Who's looking clownish now when this is being said? Because it's easy to attack Julius Malema. Julius Malema is reading a colonial history. He's saying, no, South Africa doesn't only just belong to us. Everyone is a foreigner here in South Africa. Trying to shame him. Trying to make him look like a clown. Trying to make fun of him. But to what end? Because you are saying he's reading a colonial history. The borders are colonial history. You same xenophobic South Africans defend it with teeth and knife. I don't even know that saying what it means. You defend it with teeth and knife. The borders. But the history is colonial. But the borders is not colonial. Then, what are we talking about here? If you're going to be defending a colonial border that seeks to divide and segregate black people, and then you want to attack Julius Malema for saying something about the Khoi and the San, something that was even said by President Jacob Zuma once in parliament, acknowledging that the Khoi and San people, they are really, they were here in the beginning. So, what are you guys saying? You're not making sense, because we are saying the borders. Also the borders, they are also colonial. Why are you not talking about the colonial everything? The colonial financial system is a colonial financial system. What are you not talking about that? You are enjoying money today, you are getting money from this capitalist society of getting money from YouTube as YouTubers, getting money from Twitter, from Elon Musk, getting money from all these platforms, talking about Julius Malema and lying about him. That is a colonial system. Your grandfather didn't create that system of monetization. Why attack him for the history, but you not attack the other things that came with colonizers? Hey, it's a colonial history, but hey, the borders must be there. Your grandfather didn't create borders. They created borders for him not to go to Zimbabwe freely, for him not to go to the southern West Africa. Do you know what is the southern West Africa? It's a country today called Namibia. It was not called Namibia. There was no borders. It was called the southern West Africa. It was integrated, this Africa, of course, with kingdoms. Many people like to say, there was different kings, there was borders. There was no borders, there was different territories. Free pass, free barriers to enter, as long as you consult with the rightful king that you are here now. They wouldn't torture you, call you kwere, hey, what? You are defending this colonial, you are defending everything else that is colonial. But when we are talking about the Khoi and San, you are attacking Malema. He is a colonial history. We must reject it. We don't want this history. Why don't you reject everything else then? You are disingenuous. You're not real. You're not real. You are liars. You are misleading a lot of people. You are misleading a lot of people, and a lot of people are buying into this clownish behavior of pro-South Africa nonsense, whereby it's disingenuous fight. Because why? Like just think about it. Let me simplify it to the simple core. These people are saying Julius Malema was speaking in a rally a long time ago, clip more than 5 years back. By the way, they don't have anything on him now. They have to go to the archives to make news and make money. That's how bad, desperate they are. Julius Malema hasn't said a word in 2025, but he's trending every day. He's the most searched person in the social media platforms. So this man was speaking, saying that stop chasing Zimbabweans, stop chasing Namibians, because even you here in South Africa, you'll find out that you are also a foreigner. We came from up north in Congo. There's plenty of scholars that can justify that history. I'm not saying it's true, it's fact. I was not there. There's plenty of people who can debate that history and prove to you what they are meaning when they say people came from Congo. So he was talking about that and saying that we have to recognize the Khoi and the San as the rightful people of South Africa. The other people are coming here as visitors. They are saying, the colonial history was written by the masters. Julius Malema is a sellout, this and that. But then they're the first people to say, we want borders. What hypocrisy is that? Like, does it make sense, this thing they're fighting for? But of course, you'll make your own conclusion. Thank you very much.